how Bilkis Bano's 11 rapists and killers of her family set free on Independence Day?
Bilkis Bano, pregnant, was raped by 11 men, while they smashed her arm breaking it, raped her mother and her 2 sisters and killed her 3-year-old daughter and took turns raping her. Bilkis only survived because they left her thinking she was dead. The 11 men who were sentenced for gang raping the 21-year-old Bilkis Bano during the 2002 Gujarat riots and then brutally murdering 7 members of her family are now roaming freely in the same village as Bilkis. The 11 convicts who walked out of the jail were sentenced for gang rape of a pregnant woman, murder of 7 and unlawful assembly under sections of the Indian Penal Code, but now due to lack of evidence were free. What husband of Bilkis Bano said? The husband of Bilkis Bano on August 16 said they were stunned after coming to know from the media about the release of all 11 convicts sentenced to life imprisonment for her gang rape and murder of 7 members of her family during the 2002 Gujarat riots. Ms. Bilkis Bano's husband Yaqub Rasool told PTI that he does not plan to comment on the latest development in the case on Monday. Mr. Rasool said his wife and 5 sons, the eldest now aged 20, continue to live without a fixed address, more than 20 years after the incident. Mr. Rasool said he came to know about their release from the media. We had no knowledge about when the convicts processed their application and which judgment the state government took into consideration. We never received any kind of notice and were not told about this. There was no way we could have known about this in advance, he said. Asked about his reaction to the government's decision, Mr. Rasool said he does not know what to say. We don't intend to say anything on this. I can talk only after getting the details. All we want to do is pray for the peace of the souls of our near and dear ones who lost their lives in the riots. Every day we remember those who were killed in the incident, including our daughter, he said. Mr. Rasool said the Gujarat government paid the family a compensation of 50 lakh rupees as directed by the Supreme Court. But the government has not yet made any arrangements for a job or house as directed by the Supreme Court, he said. The family continues to live continuous hiding without a fixed address, he said. We have no fixed address yet. We can't yet talk about where we live. It is quite difficult for us to do so, he said. The compensation money, he said, was being used for the education of his sons. The 11 convicts. On August 15, the 11 convicts strode out of the Godhra sub-jail after the Gujarat government allowed their release under its remission policy. A special Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) court in Mumbai on January 21, 2008, sentenced the 11 accused to life imprisonment on the charge of gang rape and murder of 7 members of Ms. Bilkis Bano's family. Their conviction was later upheld by the Bombay High Court. The 11 convicts who were granted premature release are Jaswant Bhai Nai, Govind Bhai Nai, Shailesh Bhatt, Radheshyam Shah, Bipin Chandra Joshi, Kesra Bhai Vohniya, Pradeep Mordhya, Baka Bhai Vohniya, Raju Bhai Soni, Mitesh Bhatt, and Ramesh Chandna. Radheshyam Shah, the convict whose plea for premature release paved the way for all the 11 life sentence convicts to walk out of jail, said he feels happy to be released. The Gujarat government has released us as per the order of the Supreme Court. I feel glad to be out as I will be able to meet my family members and begin a new life, he said. We were convicted and lodged in jail. When I was not released after completing 14 years in jail, I approached the Supreme Court for remission. The apex court directed the Gujarat government to take a decision, after which we were released, he said. The convicts were released on Monday under the Gujarat government's remission policy after they completed more than 15 years in jail. On March 3, 2002, Bilkis Bano's family was attacked by a mob at Randhikpur village in Limakheda Taluka of Dahod district during the post-Godhra riots. Bilkis, who was 5 months pregnant at that time, was gang raped and 7 members of her family were killed. The Supreme Court had in April 2019 directed the Gujarat government to give 50 lakh rupees compensation, a job and accommodation to Bilkiss. Senior journalist Rajdeep Sardesai asks, their life sentence remitted. If they roam around in the same village as Bilkiss, will she ever be able to live a normal life? Is this justice? #Bilkis Bano. If they roam around in the same village as Bilkiss, will she ever be able to live a normal life? Is this justice? While convicting them, the special court acquitted 7 accused citing a lack of evidence. One of the accused had died during the duration of the trial. The Bombay High Court on May 3, 2017, upheld their conviction. It also convicted 7 others, including 5 policemen and 2 doctors, under IPC sections 218, not performing their duties, and 201, tampering with evidence. It would be traumatic for Bilkis Bano and her family to ever feel safe again while the criminals roam free once again in her village. Read some of the angry reactions. All India Majlis-e-Ittehadul Muslimin, AIMIM, Chief in Hyderabad, Madhya Pradesh Asaduddin Owaisi also hit out at Modi over the move.
The CPIM also strongly condemned the release of the convicts, saying, "This is the real face of New India, convicted killers and rapists released," and activist Teesta Setalvad, who fought for justice, was jailed. Trinamool Congress spokesperson Saket Gokhale said Bilkis Bano was raped in the 2002 Gujarat pogrom and her entire family was murdered and buried in a mass grave. The 11 convicts, serving life imprisonment for the gang rape of a pregnant Bilkis Bano and the murder of 7 of her family members, were freed by the Gujarat government as part of its remission policy. YSR Yastishreddy, 11 convicts in the Bilkis Bano case of the 2002 riots walked out of jail. If you didn't know, it is Gujarat Gov that approved the release under its remission policy. After Khanam Shavani at Hanumafar, 20 years ago, 5 months pregnant Bilkis Bano was gang raped by her neighbors. Her 3-year-old daughter was snatched from her and killed. 7 other members of her family were killed too. Today, as 1.3 billion people watch, her rapists walk free. India at 75 is the Republic of Injustice. Swati Chaturvedi, our Honorable Minister for Women or Child Welfare Mrs. Irani is mum on the release of convicted gang rapists of Bilkis Bano. Nothing to say on the public felicitation of men convicted of rape. Barkha Dutt, senior journalist, says, "I can't forget the night I met Bilkis Bano in a relief camp, arm in a cast, broken by the marauders who first raped her mother, her 2 sisters, killed her 3-year-old daughter or took turns assaulting a pregnant Bilkis. Bilkis or Yaqub named their newborn after their dead child." Rakesh Sharma, "This is nauseating. I was numb for days after filming with Bilkis Bano, hearing her describe the horrific sexual violence by these depraved monsters. Finally left alone only because they thought she was dead. That BJP government is setting these savages free should make India shame." Ajay Kamath at Ajay 43, "There really is nothing as disgusting as watching criminals convicted of rape being feted after being released. Something seriously wrong here, deeply depressing." Bilkis Bano. Kavita Krishnan writes, Kavita_Krishnan, on Independence Day 2022 when a PM India was giving a speech asking us to respect women, support Nari Shakti, at Simoguj was releasing 11 convicted gang rapists of Bilkis Bano on remission. Can at Narendra Modi tell us, is Bilkis not part of your Nari Shakti because she's Muslim?
Namaste. Yesterday, on August 15, the Independence Day of India, 11 convicts were given remission by the Gujarat government. These convicts raped Bilkis Bano when she was 6 months pregnant. They killed her daughter, who was 3-year-old, by smashing her head to the ground. And they also raped the rest of the family members, women, her mother, her sister, and they all were left for dead. In fact, some of them were murdered by her. 7 of her family members killed in front of her. This is the story of Bilkis Bano. And these people were let off remission by the Gujarat government. Where is justice here? In fact, by the central government's rules, remission cannot be given to rapists. I want to know today, if Prime Minister Modi is in the know-how of what the Gujarat government did yesterday. Did he know about it? Because from the ramparts of the Red Fort, he said, I want to give protection to the women of this country. How is he going to give protection when his own party are releasing rapists? Is this Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao what he spoke about? Or is it rapist ya balatkari ko bachao? Narendra Modi, you need to answer to the nation, to the women of this country, if these rapists are going to be roaming free, if these killers are going to be roaming free. We need answers. Jai Hind. Namaste.
Author Sanjay Jha wrote, in any other country, the release of the rapists of Bilkis Bano, which is a repugnant reprehensible decision, would have led to stinging criticism of an insensitive, callous government and the political party at the helm. And we talk of respecting women in India? The Gujarat riots. Riots had erupted in Gujarat following the burning of a Sabarmati Express coach that killed 59 convicts on February 27, 2002. The violence had claimed the lives of 1,044 people, mostly Muslims, across different parts of the state. The central government had informed the Rajya Sabha in May 2005 that 254 Hindus and 790 Muslims were killed in the post-Godhra riots.